Hi, this is Kathleen Sproul with One Moment Center, and I am so glad you're here. One Moment Center is all about using mindfulness to transform and heal our lives so that we can be our happiest selves. Enjoy. Well, hey friends, welcome back. This is Kathleen Sproul with One Moment Center, and you're watching another question and answer video. Today's question comes to us from Tina, who is asking about what do we do with negative thoughts. So all of us are aware that when we are having negative thoughts about ourselves, about others, about the world, that it doesn't feel good. Even when we're feeling pretty righteous about it, it feels pretty stressful in our body, and we carry that energy with us. And as we also all are probably aware that stress is really not good for our brains, and it's not good for our body, and it's just in general not a great way to be living life. It's taxing on us, and it affects all areas of our life if we're carrying around stress. So negative thoughts are a part of that. Negative thoughts are absolutely a part of our negative energy that we carry around. So the less of that we can have, of course, the better. The happier we can be, the more at peace we can be. So how do we deal with them then? How do we deal with the negative thoughts when they come in? So the reality is that negative thoughts are always going to be there. We're human and they're always going to be there. So when we are encountering them, which is frequent, especially during times of stress or hardship, or when things are just happening that we don't like, they're not wanted, they're not invited, yet here they are. So it's really easy to have these negative thoughts. And so when they arise, we actually aren't going to necessarily do anything about them. When we're using a mindful approach, I know that probably sounds really weird that we're not going to do anything about it, but hold on a second. So when we're using a mindfulness-based approach, mindfulness is about being here, now, in the present moment, non-judgmentally. We experience the unfolding of the moment, moment by moment, and we become witnessing observers of our experience. And so that also includes becoming observers of our mind, observers of our brain, and that's our thoughts. So when we are using mindfulness with our negative thoughts, we're actually just becoming more aware of them. We can observe and we can describe them. When we use this approach, we then kind of allow them to be there. And this is why it's important. We actually have found that the more we try to control a thought or push it away or stop thinking it, the more we think it. So, for example, I would like you to stop thinking about white elephants. Stop thinking about white elephants. Stop thinking about white elephants. Okay, you get the point, right? The more we try to control it, the more we try to smoosh it down and say, don't think it, don't think it, don't think it, the more our brain actually produces the thought. And so when we try the opposite of this and we allow it to be there, so for example, if I were to say, think about white elephants, if you want to, or don't if you don't want to, you might notice that initially there's some thoughts about white elephants, but over time, it's going to dissipate. So when we use this approach with anything in our life, including our negative thoughts, whether it's about ourselves, others, the world, situation that we're in, we allow the thoughts to be there. We observe it. We might even label it as, oh, unhelpful thought or negative thought, but we let it be there, and then we let it pass by and return to something different if we like, or we can just allow whatever else arises to arise. So in the therapy world, we refer to these as automatic negative thoughts, and so we call them ants, like the little bugs that go by. And we can even use this in our mind when we start having these automatic negative thoughts, is imagining them as ants wandering by in our mind, just like a line of ants wandering by, and we watch them go by. We don't have to pick it up, we don't have to examine it, we don't have to poke at it, we just notice that there it is and it's wandering by, and then we come back to whatever we're doing in the present moment. So when we're talking about what do I do with these negative thoughts, I know they're really unpleasant and they can be really uncomfortable, but really when we don't do anything about it and instead we observe that it's there and then return to the present moment, we're going to have better luck at coming back to something that feels more helpful or useful. Something else that you could try, just one more little note in here, when you have these ants and you're noticing them, you see them go by, is you can notice them and label it like unhelpful thought or old thought, and then intentionally come to something more positive, like using a mantra or an affirmation, or even just saying time for a new thought, or something that is more in line with what you'd like to be thinking or that you would like to be feeling. So you can intentionally change the thought up, though we, again, can't force that to happen by making the negative thoughts go away, because that makes them louder. So I hope that that's helpful and that makes some sense for your lives and your individual experiences with negative thoughts, because we all have negative thoughts. It's going to happen for all of us all the time, every day. I shouldn't say all the time, but every day we're going to have negative thoughts. And the more we can observe that they're there, allow them to be there, and watch them go by, going, that's an ant, that's an ant, that's an ant, and return to our present moment, the better luck that we're going to have with coming back to a place of peace and groundedness in ourself. If you have any questions, by all means, post them down below in the comments, whether you're watching this on the website. If this is an email, by all means, please send email questions to me or comments. I'd love that. I'd love to hear your feedback, and we'll get dialogue going in whatever form we need to make sure that all of this is of best use to you as possible. So until next time, I hope you have a great day, a great week, a great month, and enjoy the ride that you are on to your happiest self. Take care, guys. Bye.